Hey, traders. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good one. And just doing what I do every day, going live, updating you on, multiple markets during the week. And then normally it's just S coins on the weekend, since there's not much to talk about until the markets reopen like traditional ones. So, yeah, crypto. Bitcoin's done not much of anything, right? It sold off some. It was down. It was down like over $1,000 a little while ago. It's come back a little bit, but there's hidden bearish divergence that was in development. Seems like it's maturing. As you can see, your histogram, I have it identified, right where you make a high on price, a lower high on price with much higher levels of positive momentum, higher levels on your relative strength index. Both oscillators. Impending price action, continuation to the downside. It's beginning to happen, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. To me anyway. Like you'd think that maybe it goes down to at least see the 200 moving average again. Maybe creates an inverse head and shoulder, and maybe if we were ever lucky enough, 52,172 could be back tested as support. As you fell through it, you sprung, and hopefully we could have. It'd be amazing to get a back test of a spring, but not if there's too much demand and not enough supply, right? That's the question, man. Bitcoin's been hanging around, and the daily is really kind of the news. Like, news, whatever. It's kind of like there wasn't an edge. There wasn't really much implying anything. There was bearish divergence, right? And that played out. But now, like, the bears have had their chance. I mean, since March 14th, you've been selling off, but it's been pathetic selling. It's been so weak and controlled and just seems methodical. And that argument for the coupled handle is still there. The coupled handle argument was there, just a week ago, but there was nothing implying that it's time to maybe mark up again, where now the daily RSI is implying a continuation soon. And your histogram's helping reinforce that with the bullish convergence, where you're just losing negative momentum. There was a bullish engulfing Marabozu candle also a few days ago painted, which is very, very good, only after back testing kind of a congestion area that we'd known, like a 50-60% retrace from this low to high. That's a great sign, man. Holding above that's bullish 5-0 territory. It is. It's an actual bullish 5-0 going on right now that has caught a reaction off the pattern completion zone of it. So, but you have not found a reversal low or confirmation low yet, and you may never get it, but this is all healthy price action on your favorite asset, right? Which is Bitcoin, right? Screw stocks, screw Forex, screw commodities. It's all about Bitcoin to y'all, right? Okay, so I would just say that there can now be a little bit more optimism, where you're now showing in a parabolic uptrend a bullish pattern with bullish indicators. So you have things lining up. Things are starting to imply upside next, not downside. And that's always great, man. I mean, that increases your probability. So you pretty much on the daily have a higher than 50% chance of a markup next, not down. What's up, Jay Nathan? Thanks for the 199 super sticker. Carol, you got your merchandise yesterday. Well, I mean, if you ever get your merchandise, feel free to, in the merch tab on Discord, take a selfie. If it's like a shirt or something, canvas art, it's going to look like canvas art, but, it's cool when you put a face behind a community member that's wearing the merchandise. So don't be shy ever doing that, okay? I don't know, no one cares about anything but Bitcoin, man. But, it's cool because you've had some altcoins that have been able to make some noise, which I think is good. So that's it. That's the stream, man. Okay, the daily on Bitcoin looks really good again. 4 hour will probably look good. I mean, it could be setting up for an inverse head and shoulders or just a higher low. Once we make a higher low than the previous low we had, oh man, that's it, dude. Like wherever the real pivot begins between this zone right here, between this area, that could be it. That could be the signal. There's a confirmation low It is higher than the previous low on the 4-hour, and it would usher in all this, and you know, you're talking about a targeted area around the $70,000 if it did ever play out. All right, we've got a new month upon us, March. If you don't know, March is historically by far 100% the worst performing month on record for Bitcoin in every single year. There was only one year where Bitcoin performed well in March, and that was 2013, a very lone anomaly, right? That was it. Beyond that, every other year it was just bad, like barely any gains or really bad sell-offs. So I would say I would consider ourselves pretty lucky, pretty good performance compared to history in March. And it's almost done, man. It's the 28th. Ethereum, hey, could be, is it never head and shoulders or something in development? Hidden bearish divergence is there, same as Bitcoin, but it's more so like class B hidden bearish divergence, where you're double topping, not making a lower low. It's about the same low with, you know, higher levels on your histogram and your RSI. So penny price action, continuation downside, you're getting it. We'll see how pathetic it is. Let's try to make a higher low than this previous low, and then you could be off to make higher prices with Bitcoin. So it has not yet hit the 100% measured move and may never hit it. If bullish conditions are there, if the bullish bias is still real, you'll probably never hit that target, which is good, man. That's a great indicator. Like we talked about it yesterday. When you have trend reversing bearish stuff going on and it underperforms, that's like it's like a lipids test for the prevailing trend itself. Oh, trend is still, the bulls still have control. But either way, I mean, Ethereum's just an underperformer to Bitcoin, big time, and a lot of other altcoins, and that's something I also talked about yesterday. So, yeah, man, break back above the neckline. It's just like you can't even say, even if you break back above the neckline, you have resistance right above it so much. There's so much consolidation and chop being manufactured this past couple months, in between $1,750 and $2,000, really $1,750 and let's say $1,900. So there's just so much work to do before you can say, oh, we're real bullish on Ethereum again. Because it's congratulations on pivoting here, but there's just so much that we have to see, so much more data that has to present itself that would indicate to us that the bullish bias is taking back over. Till then, you're just, again, testing a neckline as resistance again. So, but yeah. It's good when you test it once, testing it twice, and you're not catching, you know, many asks. There's not much selling at it. Good, just make a higher low and then start chopping through the next levels where there might be supply. I mean, you know there'll be supply there, so it'll take time to absorb that, even if bulls take back over. All right. Okay, cool story, bro. Litecoin. That you know, it's really interesting. It was supposed to be a bullish bat. If it was going to be anything, it still could get there. And worst situation, worst scenario, hidden bearish divergence still on this. It never hit the pattern completion zone, but it did, for a fact, hit a 78% retrace. But it doesn't matter, like, because you got to go by the rules, man. 48. If it's a 50% retrace, then the 886 is the pattern completion zone. It never got there.
Could you have a look at Algo's USDT, please? Thanks.
What's up, Lucifer? Thank you for the 20. Sure. Yep. So, hey, if you're springing here, and hope maybe you just back test the spring and you hold on, and all will be well, and you'll never get down to that PCZ, and that would just kind of indicate, oh, they're really bullish here. They weren't able to get to an 88% retrace. Too much demand. You know, too many people hold this asset for it to get there, for it to fall below a critical ice line from 2018. So, it's probably just going to follow Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin dumps some more, then Litecoin's got a good chance of seeing that 161 PCZ of a potential bullish bat pattern. All right, from a bearish cipher into a potential bullish bat. It's pretty cool looking stuff here. All right, that's your Litecoin. So yeah, I mean, you've got altcoins, many altcoins up today. They were up a lot, double-digit percentage points, but now they pulled back on Bitcoin recently on the last 4-hour candle, selling off from a high point of 56,477 to a low point of 54,700. So I guess we could look at some of those, but yeah, I guess I'll get to algo since it's a request and it's the weekend still. So not much, like, we're not looking at gold or index funds or anything. So, okay, algo. It's kind of interesting. I think you see like a shark here, like hit 113% retrace from the previous low, and it's bounced really hard. But you know, I thought I had it looking like kind of a channel for a while, and there was divergence in the end down here on this lower low when it fell out. But back inside the channel, back above 197, which is really important, I believe. Not really that important. It's just an area. 197 is an area of support resistance locally, not so much historically. Whereas you can see here, right? February 15th, February 17th. Look at this. February 27th, March 4th. Look, March 10th. Are you kidding me? You're back above it. Great. Anything above that's great news, right? You really want to stay above that. You're back above the 200 moving average. So could be destined for higher prices. If you just hindsight, harmonic, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of charts. So you can't say I don't like look at a lot of charts and analyze them and identify harmonics. I'm not able to get all of them. Look at that, dude. It's just like you can eyeball it. It's like, oh, it's freaking perfect, man. Right, 113% right there. So it's approaching the PCZ of a bearish 5-0 and a bullish trend. So there's your nice reaction. No confirmation. Confirmation's always amazing, but you're not always going to get it, as you can see here. So the longer you stay above 197, the higher the probability becomes eventually you run up probably to test this upsloping resistance here. That would be all the way up at like 150. All right, and then, you know, anything above 197 horizontally, you think that makes perfect sense, right? There's like the supply line up there. There's also like a minor high from February 18th and February 20th, around 144, 145. You break that, I think you're probably going to 171 again. So this 52-week high levels. All right. You could also, at the same time, at any time, pull back and maybe back test this bottom of the channel as support. Back test the spring here before going higher, because it's been a nice wave. You know, normally you get small little pullbacks, higher lows before going again. So could happen. There is no bearish edge here. There's no hidden bearish divergence like there is on Bitcoin, right? or was anyway. So nice to see Bitcoin hold above 55,000 like it was a joke, right? Very good. And imagine if Bitcoin was to pivot here, right, and it was unable to go test the 200 moving average again, go to test 52,172, go to test maybe potentially a left shoulder around $53,000. That is testament to how freaking bullish Bitcoin's bias still is in the short-term downtrend, mind you. So, okay, there's your algo. Thanks for the 1,000 people here. I get it, man. Until Bitcoin starts showing up, people are gonna stop watching this stream. It's a crappy side effect, man, of being a streamer, right? People just lose interest without Bitcoin price action. I mean, it's crazy to believe, though. It's like, well, we're like $6,000 off all-time highs, and it's just like, I don't know. What's up, Charizard, man?
What's up, man? Can we look at her XT?
Yep, Orchid. We can't say that both consolidation structures didn't hit their targets, right? First one, second one rallied and then dumped through it. Like, okay, great. You know, pattern hit targets. Traders took profit at like old all-time highs. It made all-time highs. Well, not all-time highs because there was that one wick, but it hit like 85 cents, which is the highest level where traders set it up in August of 2020, and that's where it reversed, right? So play it out. So we'll clean it up. Oh my god, dude! Did Gavin Crown just tip $1,000?
Gavin Crown took $1,000. I am still alive less than 3.
Can we get some?
Hype in the chat! Look here! Look, listen!
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Gavin, man, thanks for the $1,000. The G notes, I believe we've come to a conclusion. That's what it's called, G notes, not C notes. That's 100. The grand. Thank you for 1 grand. Really appreciate it, dude. Thank you, brother, man. All right, so if you don't remember, Gavin said if we were to hit all-time highs by this past Friday, then he would top Bitcoin casinos to top Jesus. Didn't happen. Understandable. It's March, right? Worst month. He could pick any other month of the year and say that, and he'd have a higher probability of it playing out historically, right, than this month. So April, though, is a good month for Bitcoin historically. Real good one. And based on the daily, that's the way it's looking like it's gonna be. Like if the T is respected on the daily on Bitcoin, April's gonna be a stupidly good month, okay? Price discovery continues, all that. What's up, Archer? Please check the description below before you request an asset. Thanks. Oh yeah, we need to, since Gavin's here, we must look at the one true Bitcoin pair, of course, man, right? I haven't looked at it in a minute, but it's the same thing, dude. It's like cup with handle. Dude, let's go. No way. Jesus. Do you hear what he's saying, chat?
$75,000 in April. $75,000 into mid-raise Bitcoin portfolio. Smile.
That is a bold statement, sir. That's a really, really bold statement, man. I don't know if I can even fathom that or imagine that, okay, Gavin, man? Jeez. So, like, dude, here's the real one. Cup with handle, still real. Hidden bullish. It's the same thing, man. It's just different. 69,000. So this is what we should be looking at till it changes, right? 69K, man. You know, I could plot the same graphic, right? Right, the curve line tool manipulated, right? Cup with handle. Yeah, it fell out of that little parabolic trend line. I don't think that's that big of a deal, dude. It's not a big deal. And dude, until you break below your previous discernible swing low on the daily, everything's stupid bullish. Okay. Here it is. Gavin, I don't understand though. Are you saying like that? What do you mean by that? Like, right? What do you mean by if Bitcoin hits 75,000 in April? Are you just saying like? Oh, I don't understand. Okay. Kind of having trouble over here. Okay, so couple of gentlemen, measure move for here, Canadian dollar. Same way we do it in US dollar. From breakout, oh, I would say the breakout right there. Measure move could take us to 89,121. Did you just gapped up on? Yeah, because it's like 2 hours in front. It's weird. It's not going by universal time here, so it gapped up. But did that happen on Bitcoin futures as well? It's weird. Yeah, see, you have this pretty major gap up, man. Wow, dude. What a freaking gap up, man. Futures did the same thing as spot. I'm talking about reverse to the exact same Fibonacci node.
Adios, turd nuggets.
Oh, my bad, dude. Jeez. Bitcoin futures is gapped up, right? There, pretty decent gap, you know, 54,150. Looks like our trader set it up. So that could be filling sometime soon. You'd think. Could that continuation of divergence on the MACD 618 back? It's great, man. Anything above 52,885 on futures is amazing, just like spot. You would just think that like a gap fill and then back testing 52,885 would be so amazing. This is delayed by 10 minutes, but I'm just looking at it here. Okay, this got all screwed up or something. Nah, yeah, it kind of fell out, but it was good. It definitely held there. So just like spot. Okay. Need to look at something real quick. There is something happening, and it was requested. And I guess there's a community of S-coiners out there that requested it, and then they tweeted about it. Veracity coin. Look at this, how close you are to a breakout. You were breaking out earlier, but that's the neckline, dude. That's the breakout point. You break that. I mean, yeah, just above it, you're gonna have to deal with 2.2 cents. If you break 2.2 cents, I don't know why you're not going to 2.7 cents in a 100% measure move. That double bottom. Hidden bullish divergence was there very clearly on the 4 hour. It's manifested into a continuation in price action. Wow, TA is being stupidly respected on some major S coin that I'd never heard of until this community brought it up on Twitter. TA is respected, man. Isn't that amazing? One low, a confirmation low, which we're always looking for. I'm just burn that in your mind. You're gonna be like, I'm so sick and tired of this guy talking about confirmation lows or reversal lows. I'm tired of it. I'm gonna turn the stream off. If I get to that point where you're pissed off, that means you know for a fact about secondary tests, right? Which are double bottoms, which are confirmation lows, reversal lows. Okay, you're always wanting that as a trader. Normally, it's like taking a trade off just one valley without confirmation. I mean, scalpers thing, and then they take profit normally at, right? They scalp it, it runs up, they're taking profit at that minor peak before it sells up again. And the swing traders and the experienced traders come in on that second low to really push that price much higher. Gavin, man, still, is that what you mean? Do you mean, like, for real, if like Bitcoin hit 75K, you'd be doing something like that? You'd be, I mean, I'm just wondering here, okay? It's really more like, I think just that would be the breakout point. I get you have a downside resistance breakout. I just think that common sense, critical thinking right there. Is it common sense or is it critical thinking? I don't know, man. It's probably both.
Noise!
Hey boss, what's the difference between a bull pole bull flag and a bull pole bear flag and their bearish inverses? A lot of sites don't seem to specify a difference. I'm uneducated and I need the education.
Bear flag.
Thanks.
Heath, what do you mean, man? A bull pole bear flag? Oh, I mean, like, sometimes, see, there's a problem, because, like, I wouldn't call it a bear flag, but, yeah, I mean, I think he's talking about, like, what, a bull pole bull flag, right? Alright, there's a bull pole bull flag, and he's probably talking about, like, a bull pole and then this. Or something, right? Hold on, let me try to redraw it, make it prettier. Sorry. Let's see. And then it goes down, and then it starts making higher highs, higher lows,
Sushi, please, bro.
like this or something, right?
Wedge that is close to a breakout. Also, does Gavin have any friends, or does he just buy them and try to buy attention? Very sad, but good for the Bank of Mitch.
What's that? I don't know why people have problems with people who support this stream, you know? Like, I don't know, man. You should worry less about what Gavin's doing and more about what you're doing. You're talking about something like that, where it's upsloping consolidation, and why it would be a bear flag or something. And so what the psychology is kind of, and like normally you're talking about eventually it'll just do this, right? It's just because like you would think the reason why is you have down sloping consolidation after an impulse, and so that is giving market participants the opportunity to buy it. It's somewhat levels of value, whether it's a high and tight flag and maybe a 23% sale on this asset, or a 38% sale on this asset, or 50% sale, or 618% sale on this asset. before it goes higher. So it's just a pause in the trend where, again, it went too high and people are they're not willing to buy at those levels. They're waiting for a pullback, and the trend could be so strong, the demand could be so high that what people perceive as value is very shallow compared to going to 786s, 886s. In situations like this where it runs up and then it starts consolidating up sloping like that, I guess the psychology would be market participants have not had the opportunity at all to acquire position at some level of value, even if it was a shallow area of value. And so eventually exhaustion sets in, and then just a major markdown begins when it breaks. So I don't know, man, if you were asking about that, but the thing is, though, you got to be careful with that, because let me just try to redraw this. All right, hold on. You have situations like this. What's up, Mobius, man? Thanks for the 35. Holy crap.
Mobius 378 tipped $35. Can you check XMR? I think I see bullish divergence on RSI and MACD. 0.00063171 BTC.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Yes. All right, so situation like the high and tight flag, where you could say it's a bear flag or something. Sometimes, though, in extremely bullish conditions, I believe the psychology is there is too much demand and there's not enough supply on an asset, and then the consolidation is not down sloping, it's up sloping. Kevin, man.
People talking like that are the people that often can actually be bought. Respect and support Mitch, so I'll support him where I'm financially able. Dumb only gets dumber. Worry about yourself, buddy.
Yeah, man, people need to worry about themselves. Don't worry about other people's paper, what they do with their money. Let them, right, it's theirs, they earned it. And if they're supporting someone you like me, my God, I don't know how you could ever say anything bad, right? Because if you're talking crap about him, tipping me, then it's like, you don't support me. You don't care about my prosperity, right? When he tips me money, it's like giving resources to me, and that keeps this going. So I don't know what the issue is here. It's weird, dude.
Can you go over OXT again, please?
Yeah, dude. Sorry. Yes. We didn't even get a chance. Sorry. Yes, Charizard, my bad, dude. So I just wanted to get through this, okay? Remember, the psychology of this is like upsloping because there's too much demand and not enough supply. The trend is stupidly bullish, and eventually it's just coiling up, absorbing just the little remaining supply that exists at this level before another major markup, okay? And we see that in Bitcoin. We've seen it a lot in really bullish conditions, where I'll show you an example of this in a second. Let's just look at it right now. It was not too long ago. It was like in December, where we saw this exact same structure right here, where you just couldn't say, hey man, it's bearish, dude. You couldn't, man. You couldn't. Look right here. Great example of a high and tight upsloping flag. Bitcoin back in December, mid-December of last year, right after the dragon, after the edge, after the beautiful trade setup entry, the impulse happened, and then the high and tight consolidation. Too much demand, not enough supply, and it's just absorbing the little remaining supply at, look at this resistance here from November 24th. Look, over and over and over and over, and you're absorbing the last remainder until, boom, huge markup. And then sideways consolidation as well. Right? You had pretty much a rectangle here. So that's the other type of consolidation. Like you have the flag, the downsloping flag, the upsloping flag, and then the sideways flag, right? Just the rectangle. They can yield the same results eventually. Okay? Alright. Are we cool on education of flags and high and tight consolidation structures? I think we did okay there. Let me know. Give me your feedback. Okay? Thanks. Just get rid of all this. Enhance. Okay, yeah, OXT. We gotta go back to OXT. Sorry, man. It was just, Gavin did, G-Note, and it was just craziness was happening. So, yeah, with this one, 65 cents is a big deal. All right, really, really big deal here. Look, dude, this one, that was the third target of the trade setup. It was where traders settled up at their highest point, on OXT's weekly or something, or maybe daily. Let's see. It was the daily, right? Look what OXT's doing. It's rallied and it's gotten back above this high point from December of 2019, and it's acting as support now. Yeah, it just back tested it. But it's, you know, there's a high from August of 2020, so it's in the zone here, big zone, where above that's not much, right? So huge bullish engulfing candle. I mean, that is a monstrous engulfing candle that could manifest into eventually much higher prices. And you know, the engulfing candle does not become an invalid pattern, the Japanese candlestick pattern, until we get a daily candle close below the open. Till then, it's valid. It can go all the way down to like 59 cents and pivot there, and it's still a valid engulfing candle where it could manifest in much higher prices. So don't see an edge really at all on the daily. It would just be bullish convergence if it was anything. I mean, the edge was that engulfing. So you could see how important 65 or 66 cents to 69.7 cents is, right? You're just ping-ponging between two major areas from history where traders settled up at their highest point. One was like in December 2019, and the other one was August 2020. So you get above that August 2020 level, 69 cents, I think you got a real good chance to see 85 cents again, and maybe beyond, to much higher levels, to where it goes to the highest level of all time above that wick high from August 2020. So, okay, that's great engulfing candle, high or low, uptrending, composite operator. We witnessed it, we traded it, we watched the composite operator acquire his position on this asset. He still owns it and still making higher highs, higher lows. That's it. That's OXT. Could be setting up for much higher prices, assuming eventually in the next few days a major pivot begins above 56 cents. That's it, the open of the engulfing candle. Don't be racist, JS. I'm just kidding. Sure, yeah, we'll look at Zill. Yep. Let's see. Next one was something. Oh wow, that. I don't know, man. I haven't looked at it in a while, and it's kind of still like, it was kind of a unique structure where I had not seen many assets look like this, like none of them. Sushi's its own thing. It's not synced up with anything, coupled up with anything. It's just a major ascending, broadening wedge with potential hidden bullish divergence eventually, but you're getting really close to invalidating hidden divergence, and so the oscillators don't really look that good. There was a nice engulfing candle, but we just talked about what invalidates an engulfing candle. You're very close to it. Very close to it invalidating this bullish engulfing. And you're merely, look, up thrusting where? 1598? You're below that now. That's not good, man. You're below. Anything below that's bad. Where you could, I think, eventually the target would be, if this was going to continue, to see the demand line, the bottom of the ascending broadening wedge around like 12 bucks. And that's just kind of, it's there. It's not just barely created in February. And if you don't hold that, then you think the target eventually is 880 on Sushi. So you get back above $16. I'm gonna feel a little bit more comfortable with this asset, but nothing's really sticking out as, oh man, it looks like it's about to continue the upside really well here. Not really. You don't want to be below that. So it had a really good run though. I don't know what you could be mad about. Yeah, Sushi is kind of, oof. I mean, we could talk about an X, A, B, C, D, like a bat pattern or something. Maybe, right? I mean, let's see here. Just how would we play this? X, A, B, yep, C, and the 886. Yep, it needs to go lower. If it's going to hit a PCZ of potential, right, bullish bat, it would have to go all the way down to frickin' 1297. No edge, nothing. I mean, it caught a reaction here at the 786 fib node, but that wasn't the PCZ. So it caught the reaction and is now selling off again. It's looking for confirmation or to sell off to get to the actual PCZ pattern completion zone of this potential bat. What's up, Joe Grissom? Thanks for that 20-pound super chat. Yep. FTM, we'll put on the list. Thank you. Where's Probst at, man? He's probably shaking in his boots in his closet right now, just being like, oh my god, we're playing Alabama. What, in like less than 30 minutes now? Sushi. It's just a high flyer that's been consolidating since the beginning of February. Up and down, up and down. It's lower than it was in February 4th, right, at its highest point. So I think there's more downside if you were going to be disciplined in looking at identification of a harmonic, and you're below $16, so that's not good either. Get back above that, I'll feel better, but not till then. Okay. Nothing actionable on sushi right now. Next one was that one. Okay. This one's been really ugly, man. It's just been so annoying. I don't know though. I mean, at the same time, I feel like I maybe didn't identify another type of harmonic that was there that caught. Yeah, I mean, let's look at the chop, man. All that chop on Monero. And yeah, like you see it, like the X, A, B, C, D stuff, right? Deep retrace, caught reaction, and man, maybe at a, is that a Garley? Two A and C are too close together there. But if we were just messing around in hindsight, just for what's the 618? That's 66. Yeah, too deep. But I mean, it hit, and see, it hit an 886, pretty much, right? Or bounced, but. Something that's important, you don't have a conventional harmonic at all here because everything's all whacked out, right? 66% retrace, 98% retrace, and 85% retrace. But look what happened at the potential value area. As we know, 786s and 886s in that area is value. You can kind of see it, right? You kind of see like the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Kind of reminds me of BAT, basic attention token. Back above 223, I think is really good, really important. So we know that there was something there from history. Kind of. Oh yeah, it was where traders settled up their highest point in March of 2018. That's why I have that plotted there. And anything above that, look at the historical context, chat, on Monero above 223. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So if Monero can, bulls and buyers can maintain prices above 223 long enough, I believe the probability would start increasing that you would eventually see 267 again, but more so probably 291. Right, I just had this plotted because of that low from February of 2018, and that was it, man. Like other than that, it's like normally always goes to 291. So that's what I'm looking at there. It's pretty nice, really good looking bullish convergence. And hidden bullish, same thing as Bitcoin, right? You keep making these higher lows and you keep making lower levels of relative strength. And your really nice bullish convergence to back up the argument of the hidden bullish divergence here on the RSI, right? That is just convergence. Convergence. Losing negative momentum. Right, besides these two histogram wicks, you hadn't really seen much of it, positive Momo, since the 22nd of February. So it could be engulfing, right, in an hour and 9 minutes above that area. So you can't count it out yet. Can't count it out yet. Or you think that 266 and 291 could be the targets eventually on Monero, based on the daily. All right, it's not bad. Really, really choppy though.
All the setups for March setups. Going to be a big April for so many cryptos, not just BTC. If you're new, get your April Patreon ready. All the setups are gathering now. Great work, Mitch. Workloads Vindom. Keep missing streams, very sad face.
Is that a joint?
Thinking of Far East, man. Yeah, I mean, it does look like April's, the way these structures are developing all over the place in the cryptosphere, does look like April might be setting up for a trader's dream, a swing trader's dream, where we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the edge. And we have the harmonics, right? We have these patterns that are there, but they're only catching their reactions. They haven't caught their reversal lows yet. So it's just a nuanced way of looking at Monero right here. Pretty good. Stay above 223, and I think everything else will work out where you'll eventually see much higher levels. 266, 291, maybe in April, right? Okay. Internet being divergence down here on this low. Okay, Monero. Oh, Zilliqa. Zill. Zill's pretty interesting. I mean, it's there was a better time to look at it, right? 9 cents, 9.9 cents. It fell below it, like it sprung, it back tested the spring, and look where it's gone since. But now it's doing kind of similar stuff, where old resistance right here
Gavin,
is trying to be
your
regarded as
kindness
support
and
for the second
of the
time.
stream always brings a smile to my face. The world would be a better place with more people like you. Mitch, can we get BTC/CAD for Gavin? Thanks. Hashtag
Wow,
Coach
thanks
Solomon.
for the kind words and being a positive member of the community, not a negative one, right? I mean, thank you, dude. We have choices. We can be negative, or we can be positive. We can be envious, hateful, jealous, whatever it is that drives the negativity, or we can be grateful and humble and positive, whatever drives the positivity. So, thanks, man. Yes, and thanks, Gavin. And yeah, we'll look at Bitcoin, the Canadian dollar again if you want, dude, okay? So look, I mean, it's nice that it sprung, it's back testing this other little mini spring from February 13th and holding it. And so if it holds this long enough, you would think that Zilliqa could go right back up to 19.742 cents. That's it. That's it. That's your zone, all right? The price, you see the correlation, right? You see the spring and this right here, this bullish pin bar that back tested this high as support. That is a form of confirmation. You're not always going to get double bottoms. There could be too much strength in the trend, too many buyers, too much demand. So the asset can't ever get back to a double bottom. That'd be insane. Too much. So that's a really strong form of confirmation in itself. It doesn't always, confirmation lows don't always manifest into double bottoms because of too much demand. So that is just a technical indicator, is this. Just like divergence or convergence will be a technical indicator, spring back test of springs are also forms of technical indication. All right, so let's see how that technical indication plays out. Will it manifest into 19.7 cents, the top of the range being tested, which this is clearly in a range. Range between 15 cents and 19.7, 20 cents, okay? Zill, so there's some upside there. As long as it stays above 16.133 cents, you're good on Zill. Yeah, a little bit of that hidden bearish divergence also there, so you do need to identify that, at least talk about it. Like, hey, it's there. Look, hidden bearish divergence, a high, a slightly lower high with much higher levels of positive momentum. So it could pull back some, actually. It could fall back into 15 cent range. Okay. This one was wild, man. I haven't touched it. I haven't looked at it in a while. It looked like it was beginning to be a falling wedge, and then just head and shoulders developed after it broke out really ugly. And then it played out. It definitely hit that target. But good news is it's recovered. It's back above a critical 39 cent area. Is that all-time highs? No, it's just a local low right there where traders settled up February 23rd. So being above that's always good, man. All right, being above that's good. So let's clean it up a little bit. It seems like it was a nice fake out and a beautiful fake out, whipsawing on both sides where maybe it's just invalid. But look at this demand line. The down sloping support here was definitely respected eventually. That is like, traders didn't settle up down here. They settled up right around that and it bounced there. And look, you even got this old, right where the supply line was.
Great shirt today, Mitch.
You
Also,
broke it, then you
got
back
my
tested it
grandmother
and held it
pledged
as
to sign up
support
to the
at the same time as
VPN.
back testing this
She
other
asked
area
if I
as
knew
support. It's like a
someone
double
that
support
provided
back
trade
test
setups
before
that I
rallying.
recommended you.
What's up, Murdoch? Thanks, man. Your grandmother is going to pledge to sign up in April for the Patreon. Please let her know that she needs your help to help her figure out the Discord, because like that's where all the trade setups are. Patreon is like, if you're like, I'm gonna join the Patreon, but we tell you over and over and over like the trade setups are in the Discord now. Like Patreon's literally a glorified payment processor, so I don't have to have your credit card information, your address, your names. I don't want that. Okay, that's sensitive information, and if like I had it, then what if I got hacked or something? Then all your information would be leaked, and that's why I'm trusting Patreon and paying them a very nice premium to hold on to that. So, right? But like again, the Discord is where it's at. If you get pinged in Discord, think about it being like, oh, I just got pinged on Patreon, but it's in Discord. So I don't know how many times we have to say it, but I don't think it'll ever be enough. It's understandable. So it's not making higher highs yet. It's still making lower lows, so it's still in that downtrend. But yeah, anything above 39 cents could be good. And it's just right up at it, man. Right up at it. I don't know what in the world it is. Let me extend this. Would it be more of a channel? Like, I'm just now trying to include everything within the parameters. Okay, so if you have it plotted that way, that's what it did. It hit the new data. I augmented the trend line because of the new data that we received here on the 20th, and it's just at it, so it hasn't broken any, so it could sell off again, and we get a confirmation low, and you get divergence down here before it rallies to higher highs, higher prices. So nice reaction, but there was no edge when it did reverse. Okay. For now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. So you now have kind of a valid, more matured wedge pattern going on. Yeah. So no breakout on FTM yet. But stay above 35 cents long enough and I think it'll all work out. Okay. Alright, just for fun, because we were just here earlier, but for Gavin.
Peace.
What's up, Dow Jones? Thanks for the 5, man. Appreciate it. Here it is, man. Your Bitcoin to Canadian dollar, the real dollar, dude. It should have been a world reserve currency, man. They don't know what they were missing out on. So, I don't know. I don't really get this chart. It's the only one that's available on TradingView. It's on Capital.com. I guess an exchange that closes down on the weekend, so you somehow have a gap. So I guess it kind of is like futures or something. But anyway, it's the same thing that U.S. spot price is showing, where eventually it could, the coupled handle now has the oscillators backing it, right? Initially, we only had the bullish pattern and the bullish parabolic trend. Now we have the bullish pattern, the bullish parabolic trend with the MACD showing bullish convergence. And that really helps make the RSI hidden bullish divergence clearer, right? So if the TA is respected, eventually we're going to break, Bitcoin would break 69,463 and then eventually run to 89,000 Canadian dollars sometime in April. Okay. Bitcoin's daily looking real good again, man. I just love the fact that the TA was respected on both sides. You had TA respected on the bearish side, but the trend's so bullish that it only manifested into a downsloping consolidation structure that was very, very tight. And then it just turns into the bullish edge, and we know we're in the bullish trend, so we know that bullish indicators, bullish patterns oftentimes are very reliable and can outperform. So it hits 89,000 and can just blast through it and eventually see 100K. So, yeah, great stuff, man. People were scared on Bitcoin. You shouldn't be that scared. I wouldn't be scared at all on Bitcoin now. I mean, this is incredible. Like, you can't ask for much more. If you're talking about a technical analysis perspective, if you're in an uptrend. Okay. Is the audio too loud? Mods, let me know. Too loud? Too quiet? Let me know. Is audio fine? Yeah. I don't know, man. Someone was complaining about it, so. Hold on. My daily bearish divergence, literally, It's there. The bearish divergence is there. Daily bearish divergence was there. What do you think? What do you think this is? When daily bearish divergence plays out and the asset off the bearish divergence lose 17.7% of its value, what do you call that? That's called it being respected and playing out in a bull trend. In a bull trend or in a bear trend, this would be terrible. You go to much lower levels. I never said Bitcoin was going to 42K. What are you, high? That literally never came out of my mouth. Now you're just like spewing fake news, man. That's crazy. 42. I said 52K, and it went below 52K. It got to 50,500. Yeah, the dragon. Yeah, it broke out, but oh my god, man, it's just like I don't think people are like I need 100% answers. You understand what I'm trying to teach you? Like bearish patterns and bullish trends underperform and can be unreliable. Do you not hear that when I say it? These are words coming out of my mouth. You listen to that, right? If you had a bearish dragon and it broke out, it's underperforming. It's not even really performing at all because it can be unreliable and definitely underperform. Like Ethereum's head and shoulders pattern, underperformed. It didn't hit the measure move. So I like seeing how big one's holding above a psychological 55K right now. So bearish divergence is just performing pretty bad right now. It's even funny because like in Patreon, I even pinged, understand, before the edge developed on the bullish side, there was a bullish pattern and a bullish trend with bearish oscillators, with a bearish indicator. So you had contradicting variables. So when you have that going on, it's really tough to know. But then when new data presents itself, like a bullish engulfing candle, and then a pivot on the RSI and on the MACD, then all of a sudden it starts becoming clearer. We have more data, so we can feel more confident to believe that the bulls still have the bias. They still have control of this market on a much higher low than the previous low. What's going on, man? I need to turn those notifications off. All of a sudden a bullish coupled handle. Yeah, right, dude. You're just lying because this bullish coupled handle argument was here before the divergence even. I mean, that was here like beforehand. You're just wrong, dude. You're just lying. Crazy, man. You can try to be as like talk about TA for real. It's all about probabilities and stuff, and people just don't care because they think that like, oh, if it doesn't 100% work out or something, that it's all fake. People are so cynical, I guess, and they want certainty when you'll never get certainty on these markets. Never. It's all about probabilities. Okay, next one. Next one was that. What's up, Mike B? Thanks for the 20, dude. Yeah, not in a minute. Real nice, man. Dang, dude. What's going on here? I don't have any data on this. Okay, I'm just gonna look at this anyway because now it's like, I mean, yeah, mana is up 16% today, but in the end, oh man, this is some great education stuff because it's hindsight because you're asking about it being up 16%, right? Up like 25% in 3 days, so really tough for me to be like, it's time, you know. So there was a low point created. It was actually a range on the 4 hour created. Okay, right here, that low point from March. You know, looking left, there's like nothing really, I don't think. And I think there was some stuff a little bit lower, but this is like a new level. You're in just like a new paradigm of price. So like, when you hit that bottom, and I'll show you in a second, it's so good. You hit that bottom, and then a bullish engulfing candle. Bullish engulfing candle the next day, right? Hidden bullish divergence argument started developing. Very well. Impending price action, continuation of the upside being implied after the engulfing candle. So, you hear me? Do you hear me? Hidden bullish divergence, convergence. Bullish engulfing Marbazoo. Okay? That's stuff. You know what can happen when these things are all lining up? I mean, engulfing candles can be considered signals, buying signals with the daily, right? So this, and this could eventually, whatever, turn into that. Okay? So as long as the price does not fall below the open of that engulfing candle at 51,240, that's probably going to happen. The probability is high that's going to happen because you're in a bullish pattern, you're in a bullish trend, and your oscillators are indicating the same way the trend is going. Okay, so whatever, you're going to chop around as long as the chop doesn't fall below $51,250, then this is probably going to happen. Probability is higher. It would happen, higher than it would be breaking down to lower prices. Dude, imagine coming into the stream and thinking you're the first people trying to shill an asset where we know what you're doing, dude, and it's stupid and it's like, it doesn't work, okay? You're just gonna get banned. So, I mean, if you like getting banned, I guess, trying to shill your S coin, go for it, dude. So, harmonic pattern, I mean, Lord's hindsight in here, but I mean, I just don't look at a lot of these things every day. It's a little too deep. Yeah, but it's like that, man, in ways. It's too deep, so the 886, it's all screwed up, right? But look, you got one low, and then you got a confirmation low. One valley and a second valley. So that's what we're talking about. Unconventional harmonic, it's not anything. It's not named anything, okay? But it's an XABCD. It's a phenomenon that occurs over and over and over again. I don't know how many times we have to see these before you start believing that they happen. And they've been talked about since the freaking 20s, dude. 1920s, not 2020s. All right, so you just get an XABCD. D reverses, right? It reacts to a low risk area and then sells off and then reverses at the same level. Confirmation lows. And look what manifests after the confirmation low. Market participants low. And look at this, man. Like, I wish I was paying attention to mana. But we just didn't talk about it.
Love this stream. Any education on VOOF? Looks prime for a move. 0.0003695 BTC.
So Green Machine thinks too. I don't know. So you get it? All the variables were there. Perfect. You're in a range. You're at the bottom of a range. You have one valley. It's second valley. Confirmation low. The reversal low. You had like triple MACD bullish divergence going on. That's it. Like those are the combinations you look for as a swing trader. At least here. These are the things I try to teach people to be able to identify when they're down at these levels. And that's it. It's just one that, like, I'm sorry, I don't look at literally everything. So, it played out. So now it's at the top of the range. So now it's like, there's nothing I can tell you now. All I can do is, if something plays out, right, all I can do is look back at where, before it played out, what we look for trades, right? And that educates and empowers you so you can see this stuff and then you can apply it to your own charts in your own time. And then you can get real good at it, and then you can become successful, man, right? I mean, that's why you're here.
Noise!
Can we take a look at Graph GRT looking like a possible breakout?
Sure, Paul. Thanks for 20. Yep.
Noise!
Hey Mitch, can you please take a look at you and I? Thanks.
What's up, dude? Sure. Thank you, Dan. What's up? Okay, so there you go, man. Moving on. But I am about to have to get out of here in a second because Bama tip-off is happening soon. Oh, interesting chart. Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't know. Immediately off limits because CVVUF has 58,000 volume, daily volume. So, I'm like out the gate, kind of like off limits. But if we're just looking at it for the sake of education, very interesting chart where you just have this look. Traders set it at their lowest point ever, December 2008, right here at 40 cents, and then the wick low was 32.99 cents. So that's like the area. That's the zone. Okay. The zone where if you look historically what happens above that zone, you get nice markups, or at least either mediocre markups or insane markups. So like anything above 40 cents on this asset could eventually turn into 56.9 cents, that high from February 2012. So, you know, I mean, besides that one valley right there from 2010, normally when CVVUF breaks above 40 cents and holds above it, it's either 56.9 cents or $1.15. So it's cool that it's above that. It really is nice. And it looks like you've got maybe 3 rising valleys going. Kind of like Class B bearish divergence. It played out, but it played out right only to back test the old resistance as support before pivoting. So yeah, this could be headed to 56.9 cents soon, which would be a nice little rally. Like 1 valley, 2 valleys, going on 3 valleys here. Yeah, it's almost like ascending broadening wedge stuff. I don't even know, like, if we would consider, like, because of the historical context, I don't even know what really, you know, is it really necessary to be plotting trend lines here and here? Like, okay, it's an ascending broadening wedge, or almost a right angled ascending broadening formation. Cool story, bro. It's what's going on left. It's what's going on like 12 years ago. That's important. More important than this local whatever is chop, right? That's really good. So holding that long enough, making another higher low, more accumulation, and the sell wall is around 50 cents. You break that, I think you're going to 56.9 cents. You ever break that, you're going to 72 cents on CVVUF education. But again, no volume, so good luck. Your orders aren't going to get filled. It's going to be tough. So yeah, it's all right, man. It's uranium. Okay, so GRT looked interesting. It did. It had been. Let's take a gander. Up 18%. Big engulfing candle. So yeah, in the end, we're looking at like maybe it could have been a bat or something, and actually a shark. 113%, 113%, and no lower. That was it. And this is what happened, man. Look what it did. At the 113% retrace, it rallied and sprung back above the low point of the range where traders set it up February 23rd. It back tested it as support, down sloping consolidation, so a mini high and tight flag there. All right, you spring, you back test to spring, and look what happens. Almost inverse head and shoulder stuff too. And so now it's just testing that 200 moving average, trying to break above another low point at 168. And being above that long enough, eventually you're probably going to go to $2.04. Now, obviously, we could have it, and you sell off, make a higher low, and then go again. But yeah, sometimes this is a great example of sometimes how you get reactions, and you can never. That is your form of confirmation, just like the other one we looked at. That was just too strong, too much demand, so the asset couldn't come to double bottom. BNB did it on a trade setup. Back like a couple months ago, when it was just. It created its harmonic and then rallied and then made a higher low, back testing a critical support, while many other assets on the same that were showing similar patterns went to double bottom. And that's such a good indicator. It's like, oh my God, this one's outperforming everything else. It's so strong that it can't even make a double bottom. So GRT, in a situation where eventually it could see $2.04 and then Eventually run up to 245 and 271. Yeah, GRT, man, it's been a killer, man. It's been amazing. This is a full trade setup. It's amazing. Okay, Uni trapped ether, not really looking that good, man. Is it kind of real big double top there, selling off, not oversold. I mean, you're thinking it's going to come back test 1.5 cents or whatever this is. It's wrapped ways, wrapped ether, so I don't even know, just that number. Got to figure out the denomination for some of this crap. This support here, this support, why would it not come and back test it as support? I think that would make the most sense before it did anything. It's below the 200 moving average. Nothing sticks out as like, wow, what a great opportunity for a long. Not right now. I mean, like, and just because nothing sticks out as an opportunity for a long doesn't mean you can't flip a coin and it goes the other way, right? But I'm just saying, if you're a trader and you're playing the numbers game, you always want to have an edge. You always want to have a technical reason why you're taking a long or short. And in the situation, there's no technical reason why one will be going long right now. Even if it did reverse to the upside, it doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? Nothing's really sticking out. There's no Japanese candlestick reversal. You're not back testing a support or anything. You're not really doing anything. So when we look at it, it's kind of like, okay, great. Moving on to something else that hasn't done this and is not right double topping and hasn't back tested the support, and it's not currently at this immediate time showing an edge. But if it starts pivoting, maybe, you know, losing a lot of negative momentum, maybe it's showing divergence, but not yet. Not yet, too early, not enough data. There's your uni. And there are the requests, man. Wow, rip Florida State, get wrecked, dude. All right, man. So I'm going to go watch this Bama game versus UCLA. Probst is out there, scared. Looks like UCLA drew first blood. So remember what I said, man. If the Bitcoin daily TA is respected, sometime in April we're probably going to see, you know, the high 60s. Okay, sometime in April. High 60s. All right, so you just got the hidden bearish divergence finishing up. You're back testing 55K, kind of holding it for now, but we know it could go a little bit lower to see maybe the 200 moving average, maybe 53K, maybe create an inverse head and shoulders, and kind of another idea would be maybe back testing the spring of the old neckline of the inverse head and shoulders is very strong, so that could happen too. But so rule it out. So the weekly close is coming in 45 minutes or 39 minutes. Wow, sellers getting stupidly rejected, aren't they? They try to sell it off and just buyers come in. Great 2 weeks of nothing burger, so we can engulf next week or something, right? I mean, seriously, this is not bad. This is not like at all bad. So weekly is good. This is probably how it's going to close, looking like that. And the daily is implying tremendous upside probability in the coming weeks. Not immediately, not tomorrow, but in the next window of a couple weeks to a few weeks, it's implying upside. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions. Thanks so much, Gavin, man, for that $1,125 amount of contributions today. I really appreciate it. Very grateful, dude. And everyone else, thank you for watching, and roll tide. Until next time, respect the T.
Cyber robot vagina.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
And then, just like that,
Adios, turd nuggets.